Hello, my name is Steve Barham. I'm an independent emotional researcher. This video is on bullying and fear, and you probably came upon this through my Twitter link. So, bullying. Have you had a bully in your past? Well, who probably hasn't? Okay, I certainly did. I'm only average height, and I've been put down for everything from being a four eyes to being bald to being short to being a goat. Okay. As well as some antagonistic and out hostility. Okay. Bullying involves intimidation. The word means to instill fear. And fear is a big part of it. Trying to, power, control, and domination of people, you do through negative power anyway, is intimidation, hostility, antagonism, belligerence. Okay? Those are negative emotional states and negative emotions that help to instill fear in someone so that, well, I don't know why. Okay. I guess so the bully can feel better, feel superior, He's puffing up his ego and stuff. That's where it's really all coming from and stuff. And they show off for their friends and what have you and stuff. So anyway, fear as an emotional charge, and you can go down to my link for my blog page to learn about emotional charge. These negative emotions and negative emotional states can be diminished and reduced and stopped even. They dissipate, okay? They are an emotional energy, if you will, and the tension and the struggle and the conflict and that tightness, and that adamant attitude and stuff like that, and your stress and pressure, the pressure that you feel from it and stuff like that can all just kind of unwind and flitter away and float away and just kind of be gone. I've done it many times. I've done my technique now for 8.5 years, basically. 365 days times 8.5 is over 3,100 times. Okay, I've basically done my technique every day, not always, okay, but nearly every day. Sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day, 10 times a day. Okay, it depends. So I've kind of made up for the days that I didn't do it. Okay, but that's what happens when you do the technique, and it's a realization of these negative emotions, and these are emotionally driven things. Bullying is a negative, emotionally driven thing. What? Yeah, the bully has negative emotions that he's acting out on, right? Okay, he or she got bullied and learned to be mean and nasty, so they turn around and bully somebody else. Okay, it's a syndrome. Okay, it's a bunch of symptoms. They have their own symptom that they are now transferring and conferring and converting over to someone else. Okay? So it's the transference of this energy. It's an action. Okay? It's an action. It's a motion. It has speed. It has momentum. It has a type of mass. Okay? It has an amount. It has an intensity. It has a frequency, not just how many times it happened, but how many times it happened, okay? And a polarity, it's negative, okay? And thus it builds up momentum. People carry on the momentum. You wonder why people commit suicide from bullying 3 years ago. Okay, well, it ate at them and ate at them and ate at them, and they stayed in this depressed state, and they eventually concluded that the only way out was to kill themselves. It's not the only way out. There's a technique. There's another thing here. Okay? It works very well on negative things, and negative thoughts come from negative emotions. And if you take care of the negative emotion, those thoughts stop. Because these are emotionally driven thoughts. I've done this over 3,100 times successfully. Technique works really well. Okay, my car accident. Okay, I'll leave a link for my car accident, and I'll leave a few links on this page to things like where you can get my DVD or my ebook or whatever, and you can read about my car accident and shock, because my technique works very well on shock. And a bully is putting you into a state of shock, something you didn't expect and something you don't feel you deserve, so you don't like it. There's a shock value attached to it. And now in your mind you've built up an association. This person's going to be mean to me. This person doesn't like me. His friends don't like me. His or her friends don't like me. Okay? And it starts eating at you and eating at you and eating at you, and it happens again and again and again and again, and it wears you down, and the pressure can get to you. It's all about pressure, and pressure is an energy. There's a pressure in the motion. If it hits something, if this hits something, then there's more pressure built up, right? Okay, well, that's you, and the object absorbs that pressure, that energy. Okay, and that's you. So I don't think you're holding on to this energy. I think this energy has a hold of you. How do we defend ourselves against that? Okay, well, guy's got my wrist, bang, block his hand off my wrist. Okay, I'm a martial arts instructor as well. Okay, so that's what the technique can do for you. And you can, believe it or not, you can actually do this technique on people. Huh? What? People? What do you mean do the technique on people? People are giving you this energy. The bully is a person who is giving you this negativity. Okay? I did this once. I had my own bully. I was all grown up. I was running my business and everything like this, and this guy's always in my face challenging me and this, that, and the other thing, and stuff like that. And he didn't think I was worth anything and stuff like that. And he deserved everything and stuff. So anyway, many years later, after learning the technique, and I do this on the name of that person. I do the technique on the name of that person. Okay, and thinking about that person and doing it on his name and his energy that he gave me. Okay, that was his energy load, the charge of that he gave me. Okay, and so I did the technique and did the technique and did the technique. Pretty soon I'm laughing my rear end off. Okay, pretty soon I mean I laughed for 5-10 minutes, you know, and just just hysterically laughing and stuff, and that's a sign that the things are dissipating. You're giving off that energy. Okay, it's the release of the pressure, it's the release of the tension, it's the release of the stress. Okay, laughter is a great stress reliever, right? Okay, so you do the technique and you have some laughter, with this time that I did this, and a lot of times that I do this, my mood just kind of clears up. Okay. It's like a tight rag, that's twisted in knots and stuff like that. And you do the technique, and you do the technique, and you do the technique, and it just kind of unwinds and unravels, and then it just kind of flitters away and dissipates. And that's the term I use for this energy when it's leaving. I call it dissipation. Okay, because that's what I observe. Okay. And in the 8.5 years, it's been observed successfully every time. Okay, and I've done the technique over 3,100 times now at this point. And so it's the only technique that I do. I don't take meds for my anxiety or my depression or whatever. I just do this technique when something negative hits me. Okay, and if that happens to be a negative person, so be it. You just do that technique on the name of the person, the name of the bully. Who bullied you? Okay? I don't need a 2-hour description of what happened. You only need the emotional content. And you take down the emotional content and there's nothing there left. Okay? And so it stops bothering you, because the only thing that's really bothering you is the negativity. What's wrong with people? Negativity. What's wrong with the world? Negativity. How do we get at that negativity? There's a technique. Works very well. So click the links below. Go to the other pages and stuff on the blog and stuff like that. Give Happiness is No Charge a try. There are 2 versions. There's a Kindle book version, and you don't need a Kindle book to read it. Okay, you can download free software, and you can load it up from the free software and install the free software, and then you can go to the Kindle bookstore and purchase the book, and it'll be on your device in a like that. Okay, and then there's a DVD, and there's a link to the DVD. It's a 5.5-hour DVD. They both explain the technique. They both explain the concepts. They both explain some examples and stuff. There's just more information on the DVD. There are 2 other sections. Okay, there's the addendum, which is about other things that are charge, but not necessarily emotional charge. And there's a list on the DVD. There's a list of charges that you can just go down. Boom, 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 boom. Do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? Well, I have this. I'm interested in doing that one. Okay, so if that's intimidation, then you can do the technique on that. Okay, and it shows you the phrase to use. Okay, and it is really a good place to start. Okay, one of the biggest places to start is shock, because that bully puts you into a state of shock and turmoil. Okay, and that shock and the turmoil gave you all of these emotions, and you feel real bad about yourself, and real or imagined, you dwell on it and dwell on it and dwell on it. Well, it doesn't have to stay that way. Okay, it doesn't have to stay that way. You can dissipate the energy that you absorbed. One of the first things that you should look at on the blog page is how energy affects us, and then go to emotional charge section and the negative emotion section, and then on down the page for the different topics and the different emotions and stuff like that. So I hope you know a little bit more about the technique, and thank you very, very, very much for your kind attention. We'll see you next time. And remember, happiness is no charge, no negative emotions. They can be gotten rid of. And when I mean gotten rid of, I mean they stop bothering you. It can happen. It does. Take care. We'll see you next time.